Are we live?
We should be. Let's wait for some comments. You have a good view?
Can you make it ultra wide?
It is ultra wide. It should be.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's good.
We're getting comments yet?
Did you announce
Cameron's
it?
here.
All right, great.
Did you announce?
Samuel's here.
Let's show everybody the car from the outside first.
Sure. Welcome, guys. I think there's 34 people here.
All right, guys. Check out our new demo car, 2024 Lexus ES.
That's pretty nice. Is that gray or dark?
It's actually got a shiny black.
Yeah.
So it's just like a Corolla, except a little nicer, a little quieter. That's basically what we were going for.
Looks pretty good.
Any comments so far?
You guys see this? Nothing new. Nothing? Cameron says...
What car is that?
2022. 23 years.
Black. Okay, cool. You guys can hear us, right?
Are you on the Wi-Fi?
No.
Okay, good.
How's the audio? Good? Okay, cool. All right, we're ready to do the install. So you want to introduce yourself, Kevin?
Yeah, so I'm Kevin. I don't work at Comma, I work at Tiny, but I've never done an install before.
Okay.
So
How much experience do you have with openpilot? You get cloned
installing
once.
the development experience, and that was pretty good.
You went
Now-
from OneDrive, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. There's your brand new comma 3X.
All right.
Straight from fulfillment. So we'll see how fast you can set up. That's our Best Buy dream, where you can go to your local Best Buy, you go and pick out a comma 3X from the beautiful display, and then you walk out to the car. You tear it out of the box. All right, let's show the unboxing.
Unboxing of a box. Accessories.
So yeah, you go pick up your comma from Best Buy.
Guess we're not doing Comma power.
unbox it, and then you stick it on the windshield, plug it in, and you're good to go.
Oh, not the water.
All right, maybe we should do this inside the car. Yeah.
That's
All right,
okay.
we'll get inside.
That's good.
Yeah.
X seat is pretty spacious. This seat is just really far back because I'm tall. Can they hear the person behind the camera or no?
Not very well.
That's okay.
Okay, what do you got in there?
Putting these box behind.
Okay. So we chose this car, guys, because it's what about 40% of our user base has as far as an openpilot install, and the rest of the experience, torque, openpilot long, basically the same, and then it's a little bit quieter. So Lexus. All right, you want to tell them what you're doing?
All right, so just following steps on the setup guide. Remove rear view mirror trim cover.
Show them your comma 3X.
Alex says, why does your streams always look like mosaic and drop frames?
We get this.
Are they dropping frames?
Yeah, a couple people say that.
I don't know if it's the same as the Toyotas.
I mean, we're not on Wi-Fi. This is the same as Toyotas. You watch the videos? Did you prep for this?
Not really.
All right. Okay. So this is one of the trickier parts of the install.
Yeah.
It's easy once you know the trick, and there's 12 tricks, like one per car brand.
I want to just yank at it.
All right. So you check the setup guide.
Setup guide. Slide outwards. Outwards not very clear, so I'm assuming it's towards the windshield.
There's also a video.
Is there?
If that might help.
Yeah, it's not very obvious. So we're working on a whole new website with an improved setup guide that'll launch very soon.
Okay. That clips it on.
Okay, you're getting closer.
Somewhere.
So far this looks like basically everybody's setup experience for the first time.
I see.
Maybe a little faster, actually.
There you go.
There we go.
Okay.
Nice. Now it's off.
Thing off.
And then
And then now we need to
They should show off the harness. This is slightly new, and it's been...
New harness.
Alright guys, we're reconnected. Does it look any better?
Better?
Wait, let's give them a sec. Let's confirm it's going better. We were on the Wi-Fi.
Even Yassine said glitches.
No, I know, but that was before we fixed it.
Is this on the comma YouTube?
Yeah.
Let me check.
Okay, they're saying it looks better. Alright, we can proceed. So let's give them a quick overview again. So this is what your device looks like when you get it. We just took the cover off. You can show...
It's better from this angle.
Alright, cool.
Plugging camera harness in and then harness in as well. Okay, clicked, so that's good. Then I just want to stick this somewhere.
I like how you didn't watch the video, you just go on until it's completely cold.
Yeah,
Are you guessing, or have you seen other people do this?
nothing.
He's vaguely heard us talk about it at lunch.
Guess we can kind of shove it over here. Where do we want to stick this? Just as somewhere empty. And
So this is the tricky part. This varies per car.
Yeah.
Some cars have tons of room. So you have this little sticky on the back.
Yeah.
You can stick it somewhere. You want to make sure the OBDC is coming out somewhere convenient.
I see. Okay. So probably want to have it facing upwards then.
But we're 8 minutes in. So we're still making pretty good time.
Probably over here. It doesn't quite reach. It's a short wire. There is no really inconvenient either. The standard harness wire is not.
Yeah, Maxime says no more drops. Alright, cool.
Cool. We put it there.
Yeah, we're getting new internet at the office, so we were connected to the Wi-Fi by mistake.
Should be fine-ish, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you can always try again. It's not like super permanent.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so now we have the stock Toyota camera with our little harness, so we can plug in a comma 3X.
That might be inconvenient. Next step. I think we're skipping this. So we're
Yes.
skipping comma power.
So comma power is
Not necessary
is
anymore.
not necessary anymore as of openpilot 098. You can install it if you want those extra dash cam features and uploads while your car is off. You can SSH in. Eventually we'll do Sentry mode. But if you just want to drive and you want to get driving as quickly as possible, don't need to install it anymore.
Now we're doing mount.
That's good progress.
2 mounts.
Can you update the comma 3 to interface with semi-truck? So it doesn't need any updates to the comma 3. It would just be like a normal... I mean, the semi-trucks are a little bit different, but it doesn't need anything extra hardware-wise.
So you want the mount centered,
Yes.
flat. Somewhere around here. Guessing. Okay.
Yeah, I think Shane and I shouldn't provide any more instructions going forward. This has got to be completely wrong. This is our demo car, guys. We have a first-time installer doing it. It's that easy now. It's still going to get easier, but it's that easy now.
Just like the area. Okay.
We can take general questions while this install's going. We'll probably go for a few more minutes. I don't think we pushed the secret good openpilot model since we last streamed, but progress is still going on that. Semi-trucks are on mostly 24 volts. All your stuff's compatible to higher voltage. That's cool. So the device, I don't think will work up to 24 volts. But other than that, you should be fine. So yeah, Secret openpilot. We're still targeting September, October for that first model, merge into master, and then yeah, that's kind of the definition of openpilot 0.10. And there's a couple other things, but that's the really big one. How are we looking at a time on goal and N10 long? Yeah, so that's the definition of 1.0. Is when we have the model trained in our new simulator, and N10 long is in chill mode, and there's essentially no experimental mode anymore. Maybe experimental mode comes back when we reintroduce nav. Oh, you want to move that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be a bit of a pain.
I don't know, how many of you have done openpilot installs, and how similar is this to your experience? So we're 12 minutes in. When I did my first install, it probably took me like half an hour. Most of the time spent on the comma power, and I still didn't do it nicely. Alright, so you're just reorienting it.
Yeah. Okay.
Has anybody played with the development environment recently? It's gotten a lot better in the last couple months. Especially Agnos has been really cool. We have a whole bunch of contributors on that now. And we have this really cool CI that'll push you a brand new Agnos build, and then you can just share the manifest, and it's like ready to install. Super easy to test this stuff now.
OBDC.
Alright, I got the OBDC going in. Getting off the cover without breaking took a while. Yeah, that took about 2 minutes. For some people it takes even longer. Some of them are really tricky. So the plan for that is we'll just enumerate all the tricks on the website. There's like maybe 10 to 12 of them for the different cars, and we'll say, you know, most Toyotas look like this, most Hondas look like that, and then you should be able to just kind of piece it together and try all the various tricks. It doesn't require a lot of force. You just have to kind of know how it works. Ooh, you got a lot of extra cable length.
Yeah. It's a hard amount to slide in.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
What's going on?
It's like put it upside down.
And then even before openpilot 0.10, we have 0.98 shipping this later this month. It's not fully in. You gotta slide it in more. Yeah, there you
There we go.
Cool.
Then
So you can turn it on now to make sure it all works, or you can slide the cover back on. All right, let's see if the logo pops up. Cool.
Then
You got that beautiful Lexus animation. How long do you need to let the mount set after sticking to the windshield? So it's 3M VHB tape, so there's a very nice curing graph you can look at. For the most part, if you just leave it overnight with the device off, it should be fine. You can generally go for the first drive without letting it cure, and then just take it off after. This is all discussed on the setup guide, but this is something we want to improve. It should be easier to remove the mount. You never want a step that's really easy to do, but then hard to undo. That's kind of the worst kind of step. So you want to make it easier to undo
it's very long.
and not have as long of a cure time. How much difference would it make if the mount was offset towards the driver by 6 inches? Yeah, so you can't do that. That's the one thing, the mount has to be centered with the car. We don't calibrate with respect to any position difference there. So for core functionality, no more need for the other cable. Correct. This is literally it now. You got to put the cover back on nicely if you want, which most people want to do, but this is it now.
Cable's a bit long.
Lexus Safety Sense 3.0. I think this car is like 2.5 or something.
I think so.
Yeah, it's not 3.0.
Plus.
Okay. Now we gotta get the cover back on. Best Buy incoming. Not yet. And it's not like, you know, it's not literally Best Buy. Maybe it's like a comma mall store. Maybe it's just about the idea. Can you go to Best Buy? It's like the Best Buy test, right? Can you go to Best Buy, tear open the thing while you're walking out to your car, and then stick it on the windshield and drive out and engage? That's kind of the idea. We're not quite there yet. It's really getting there, though.
Putting on the cover is hard.
You might want to take a look at what's going on the other side.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this product is actually a lot better than, you know, a lot of things you can buy in Best Buy. in terms of value, and even, you know, it's very reliable, very stable. We don't talk about the failure rate as much because it's just there's very little benefit to talking about it at this point. I guess it's on par with modern iPhones, but so we just passed about a year since we shipped the first Comma 3Xs. Failure rate is a little more than 2%, which is really incredible. So this is not as good as the very best iPhones, but it's on par with like the average iPhone. How was openpilot currently handling traffic control like lights, stop signs, construction sites? It like vaguely does the correct thing now in experimental mode. How much innovation or tap to proceed is necessary? So we never do anything like tap to proceed, like if openpilot is uncertain. If it's uncertain, you'll kind of feel it in how it's driving the car, but it'll never just like try to cede control back to you in that way. Alright, so I don't think you're gonna have the cable. Yeah, you're gonna have to route it above. It's covered in the video.
Yeah. Video time.
Yeah, let's check out the video. We should probably emphasize watching the video a little more. Or split up the video into the steps.
Yeah, that would be better.
Yeah. If you got a picture and a video. Maybe if it's even like an autoplay GIF. I'm thinking maybe we'll make the website open source and then people can make PRs for this stuff if they want. Would a test mount be a good idea? Allows you to tell if the device is a good fit or not. No, you just want like the... You know, you don't want to like add a second case here. You just want to like fix the first case. Any concerns about being mass market people trying to hold one liable for damaging something trying to get comma installed? Damaging something trying to get like damaging. There's not much to damage here. If you damage the little cover that goes here, that's like $20. Super easy to order. There's not too much, and the user installs it themselves.
Cool.
All right. Most longitudinal features like stopping for traffic lights and stop signs are still experimental. Yes. But we should be able to make very quick progress on this with our new simulator. The hope is that this stuff is just free once we're training in the new simulator.
This might be just fine.
It's kind of surprising how well this stuff works, given what happens in the current simulator. Just resets all the time. All right, so we're 18 minutes in. It's not too bad. Have a C3 and a 21 Prius Prime. Experimental mode still sucks. Yeah, I mean, it's experimental mode. I drive with it every day. I personally like it. Could you publish a video every month or every release with the same route to compare show improvements and capabilities of that version? The changes are more subtle, and we try to show this with aggregate data in the release blog posts. So we'll show things like DM improvements and like the true positive and false positive rates. Or we'll show like, you know,
cable fits there.
Performance of the model in some aspect that we were trying to improve very locally.
Yeah.
You won't notice much from drive to drive. Does the device tell you if the mount is sideways or is there a way to adjust? Yeah, so it'll tell you if the mount is like in an invalid position. And it'll tell you exactly how much.
Where can we put this?
I think this is covered pretty well in the video. Are you sure you watched the video enough?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really say where to put it. It kind of just generally puts it somewhere. It says pointing upwards, so I'm trying to point it upwards. Doesn't really work.
So the way I like to do this is I put the cable in and then I figure it out. And I get the cover on.
Would be better.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. You also haven't driven most of our cars, so you haven't like just seen how the cable's routed.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think we found some interesting stuff here. Interesting. This is very interesting.
It is too short.
I mean, mount is not straight. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. You do have a lot of leeway. Whenever I install a mount, I just kind of stick it on and I eyeball it, and it always works out. But we're thinking about like making some kind of guide, make it super, super easy. Harness blocks placement is always a little tricky. I agree. This is personally, this plus the wires not being wrapped were the two big issues for me, and the comma power, but that's fixed. So we wrap the wires now on all the V3 harnesses. Harness box placement is a little tricky. When I do an install, I take some zip ties with me usually, a little extra VHB tape. We can potentially include those in the box, but then again, that also has the problem of, like, you know, I have some extra parts left over. Was I supposed to do something with them? You don't want to make this stuff too complicated. All right, we're getting closer here.
Closer.
Product placement issues. What do you mean by that?
Side is not sitting. The connector's in the way.
All right, well, this is happening too. I'll do a quick shout out for jobs. We just put a bunch of roles up. For a while, we just put challenges up, and then we had people kind of sort themselves into, like, you know, what challenge you do, and then we'd figure out a role after. We're trying to try something new, put the roles back up. If you want to check out comma.ai/jobs, we're trying to grow the team a little bit. Hiring a designer, we're hiring electrical engineers, we're hiring software engineers.
Remember how you got it off? You need to slide it.
That was at the beginning, though.
You know what might be a good recommendation is if we had them after you slide it off, you slide it back on. Just
That'd
to
be
kind of
good,
see
yeah.
how that works.
This mount is not very
I
good.
feel like having VHB on the harness box can be a little misleading. I agree with that. I'm just not sure it's strictly better to remove it. This needs some kind of... We need to think about this some more. I agree with that, though.
I don't think I've ever used it on my personal cars.
I see.
I think it works really well in some of the Hondas that have lots of room.
There's not a lot of room here,
Yeah.
so makes it harder.
But do you realize where you're getting caught?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I think that works.
Wrap this cable, though.
There's some setup improvements we can make, like labeling things as optional and all this.
Yes.
We just need to update our current setup guide. You mentioned the old comma power and everything.
Yeah. Well, we don't even mention the... Yeah, it's not updated for RC3 yet.
Yeah.
Oh shit, lost track of you guys after the latest upload. How's the company been? Yeah, we just did we had a 4th of July sale, moving 3Xs, lots of device
Still getting
growth.
caught on stuff.
The network's still growing. We've been doing some hiring pushes. We had 2 people start last week. Hiring's really picked up. One of them's working on some cool new stuff. We're gonna launch a new open source hardware repo and start documenting that stuff better. Not that much new content, but it'll be kind of a new format, and it'll be the place where all hardware is documented. And then the other one's working on rewriting the website, and then we'll make all these big changes. Like we want to do a new setup guide, new homepage with like a nice time lapse that says, 50% of comma.3x miles look like this with a chill road trip, and you guys all know what that looks like. Yeah. And then after that new website is shipped, we're gonna work on new Connect, give all the web stuff some love. Yeah, things are going well. And autonomy team is working really hard to ship their new models by October.
This song is really hard.
Yeah, this board is pretty hard.
Video doesn't make it any easier. That's for sure.
Really? You don't think so?
Yeah, no. Having maybe brand specific videos would be nice.
Yeah, we can do that. Level talks about carporting, or talk about your own infrastructure. Yeah. We build a lot of infrastructure here. All these problems are just infrastructure problems. Have you seen any effort of the OEMs so far to block access to the car's controls? I mean, it's not clear. These are like responses to us, but yeah, some of the cars are getting some authentication on the CAN buses. GM, Toyota, I think Subaru also does this now. The new Fords. There's exploits. There's some people driving around with the new RAV4 Primes that have the security, and they have their comma.3x's installed. Probably be easier and faster for per model harness. Okay, so per model is really hard. We support almost 300 different models. Per brand, we can likely do. Kevin. There's a lot of pressure. You're hitting up almost 30 minutes.
It's surprisingly hard to get this on. And I spent like half of the 30 minutes just getting this back on.
I know. You can call it, Shane. Do you want to finish it up?
If only if you are giving up.
All right, Shane. Let's just finish this up.
Yeah, you want to do it?
We'll go for a drive with this. Community could probably help with that. Yeah, I think so. The website just has to be redesigned a little bit to accommodate it. And then we'll have a little thing on top that says like pick your car brand, and then the setup guide will be tailored to your car. And it'll say like, you know, this is how you remove the trim, this is how you slide the trim back on, and then whether you even need a comma power or not.
We'll see how it works.
Yeah,
See.
there you go. So this is a real professional installation. Shane here manages all the cars at Comma. So any kind of stuff related to carporting, you had a bug fixed or anything like that, that was Shane's work. It's an insane amount of complexity to manage for one person, but I think we do a really great job of it.
Cool. This part is not on though. Okay.
All right, cool. Let's route the cable a little bit, and then.
Now where's the
There you go.
over the cover? Thanks.
All right, cool. Yeah, so once you know the tricks, all this stuff is really easy. We just have to be better about communicating all the tricks for each car.
Yes, but that works. What's on?
It'd be nice if the cable was redesigned to where the cable goes straight up through the roof instead of around the device.
Like here?
Yeah, we're playing around with like we have some little clips, and then you can hold the cable, and you keep it constrained. I want to start shipping stuff like that. What framework are you guys exploring for Connect and others? We'll talk about it on the drive. I think we're ready to go for a drive now.
Is this the wipe?
Yeah.
It's already dry.
Yeah.
Getting the camera cover back on, cover out your arms, yeah, for sure.
It doesn't work.
Okay, so now we have the software setup time. Let's see if we can finish it before 30 minutes. Shane, we're at 28:30.
You want me to do this, or Kevin probably?
Oh yeah,
do
Kevin,
it?
you want to do that? Okay. So now this should be the easy part.
Here, you whip it up.
Can we skip this?
No, you gotta connect to Wi-Fi.
Yeah, do you want to?
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, yeah. Okay, no Wi-Fi password. So. Alright, cool. That was cool.
Can you see the screen on there?
I think they can see the screen for the most part.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is new.
Yeah, it is. Super easy. Okay, let's see how long it takes. We have 30 seconds until 30 minutes. Let's see. You ready with Connect?
10.
So when it's pre-cache, it goes from 10 to 100. So we pre-cache openpilot on the device, so it's super fast. And then it'll register real quick. And then you're at the terms and conditions.
Yes.
So we're working on a web version of this, and then this won't necessarily be part of the initial device. It won't block you from engaging. Essentially, you can do this, you know, after you purchase the device, well before you even receive it, and then you can come back to it. It'll be a little bit more like a user manual than a training guide. Cool. We're already on road.
Yeah. Want to do Connect setup?
All right.
And the fingerprints.
Fingerprints. Yeah, so that's some of Shane's work from earlier this year.
Yeah.
All right, let's switch. I'll do the drive. Do we do 30 minutes?
Did we?
As of now, it's 52 seconds.
Okay. All right, cool. So that was less than 30 minutes. We also used a little bit of time to show off the car. So this is some of the other stuff that comes in the box. Cool. All right, so it was about 30 minutes. So we're 6x off where we want to be. 5-minute install. It's less than an order of magnitude. So we're driving with the latest openpilot 097.
So what now?
So we're calibrating. This takes about a minute driving at about 15 miles an hour. So before we get on the highway, it'll already be finished. We like to joke that it's designed exactly for our distance, the highway. Right there. In reality, we could probably make that a little bit faster now. Gotta ask Harold about that. Harold, if you're watching, can we make that faster? Alright, so we'll do our standard test loop. So fresh install, fresh device. You can see Kevin just threw up the mount and it calibrated just fine. It's able to deal with any kind of, like a very large range of pitch and yaw. As long as you center the device, it's generally able to figure it out. All right, we've engaged. This is very smooth, actually. This feels a lot better than the Corolla.
Is it quieter?
I think it's because it's quieter. I think the openpilot is the same. It's just quieter.
Well, it could be different. It might have a little more torque, I believe.
Just a little bit, though. It should be very representative of basically all the Toyotas that we support right now.
It's pretty close.
Yeah.
Is this experimental?
No, so we're just in chill mode here. So we're gonna hit a little bit of traffic. But openpilot does very well. But I'm liking this so far. This is a really great openpilot car. So remember, with openpilot, you can always collaboratively steer. That may change very soon with the Tesla port. So Lucas, our new hardware intern, did the Tesla Model 3 port. And unfortunately with the Teslas, we won't be able to do the collaborative steering. And this is why we haven't supported Teslas in the past. But I think it's time to reevaluate that. We just have to decide whether we want the Model 3 supported or not. So I think hardware 3, Model 3s and Ys, is that a chain? Will be supported with the new harness?
Yep.
Yeah. So I think we'll get that port merged very soon in the next month or so. At least behind the dashcam flag. And then you guys can buy the harness on the shop, install like normal openpilot, and it should just work. I think he already sold like 70 of his hand-built harnesses, so that's pretty insane. I think that's the most for a community-built harness. It's really hard to build harnesses. This is why they're $200. We're just now getting to the scale where we can, we can like work on the supply chain, we can work on manufacturing, getting that price down. But really at the scales we were working at before, and if you're like designing a harness and building it by hand yourself, it's really a massive effort. So, I mean, people complain about the $200 price, but this is really just how much it costs. And if we were just not sell them at a loss, this is how much we have to sell them for. But yeah, Tesla port coming soon. This is about stop and go traffic. It's like a normal commute. Openpilot just stops and goes. It's very chill. Very quiet in this car. I really like it. It really makes you realize how loud the Corolla is. It's a quiet Corolla. I don't know how many Lexus ES users we have. Do we have like even 10% as many Corolla users?
I believe it's at least 50.
Oh, that's
maybe
not
100.
that much. 100? That's decent.
I'll have to check.
Yeah. But now we're among them, and this will be our demo car.
I think there's only a couple of this model year, though. They're pretty rare.
I mean, it's pretty cool. So our demos over time, you know, the most demo-ware style thing we've ever done was Taco Bell. And, you know, we did this in like a very comma style where we did a demo drive that was not on like release openpilot. It was not even openpilot master. It was a special model and like less than 100 lines, I think, of mods. But we gave the branch out for everybody to read. We open sourced the full logs and everything. So it was a demo, but you could see exactly what kind of demo it was. There was no like, you know, we cherry picked a route and then we wrote in all these like things with nav, and we like pre-programmed some route. It was all exactly what you see in that branch, and you could inspect the logs. But other than that, our demos have been with like a torque modded Honda Civic. At the last CES, we used the Kia EV6 with openpilot master with like a couple mods we fixed at the last second. But this car was openpilot release. With a comma 3X, we just picked off the manufacturing line, hit the openpilot button, and it's a very smooth experience. So really the focus now is getting this, like we want to turn that 30-minute install process into something that takes 5 minutes for like the average user, and for a very advanced user, probably less time. And there's a whole lot of things to do that. It's just like a long list of refactors, like hardware, experience, software. Shane and I were talking about, yeah, do we really need internet to pull openpilot? Yeah, that's kind of what the Best Buy test is all about. Is how quickly and how easily can we get people into this experience that we're in right now. So how much have you driven with openpilot, Kevin?
Basically zero.
This is your second drive?
Yeah. No,
Alright, cool.
I've driven more than that. Like, people have taken me out.
Okay.
But
How would you rank this on is this like an average openpilot drive now? Because you've driven in a few cars, I think.
I think most of them, other than the Ram.
Oh, you didn't like the Ram?
I haven't taken the Ram out yet, so I don't know what it's like in the Ram.
The Ram is decent. The problem with the Ram is the steering angle sensor, I think, has a 1/2 degree resolution.
See.
I think it's 1/2 degree, right, Shane? Or it's 1/10 now. I think we were able to improve it. Yeah, Real Fast found some signal that gets you 1/10 of a degree. But I think a whole bunch of the Chryslers are still 1/2 degree.
Is there backlashes on it as well?
No, I don't think so. I think it's literally just a steering angle sensor. You only get it to 1/2 degree, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, every car has its own controls problem. We've tried these different strategies.
Speaking of that, somebody asked, since we call the Lexus a good openpilot car, what do you consider a bad openpilot car, and what have you done to support it?
A bad openpilot car. So I think the Bolt wasn't great until recently, with the new controls. The Bolt was a little janky. What else is not a great openpilot car? We kind of just removed the ones. Everything on comma.ai/vehicles should be a pretty good experience. We culled the list. There's like maybe 10 cars we removed from that list that were not great experiences, either from like a hardware setup perspective, which was some GMs, like the Chevy Volt. That's actually, I think we only removed GM ASCM cars, which is mostly the Chevy Volt, and a few other models, but the Volt was by far the most popular of those.
Prius used to have steering issues, but we fixed that in a software update.
Yeah. So I think like we're providing, like openpilot is providing quite a bit of value on every car listed on comma.ai/vehicles. That's kind of the definition of that page. We just don't merge and enable things if they're not going to be a good experience. For a while we had community supported cars and we had all these distinctions, and we had to decide, are we just going to trim the list down to like the cars that we have, or are we just going to be responsible for all the cars that we support in upstream openpilot? And we've decided to just be responsible for them, and it's been much more manageable than we expected. The last frontier for this stuff, I think, is really these general control strategies to have good tuning on all the cars. The ones that we've spent a lot of time on are pretty good, like the Corolla. The Prius is good now. That took us like 4 or 5 years. The Bolt is a lot better. The Bolt still isn't perfect, but it's a lot better. Here, let's let openpilot do a lane change. Why is it doing that? Okay, cool. The mirror's just folded in.
Don't put it in auto.
Auto. Sweet.
They fold in.
But yeah, every car listed on comma.ai/vehicles should be a good experience, and that's the definition of it. We have a lot of cars that have code in openpilot that are not enabled yet, and then they just have like a nice path. They have to get good, and then we'll ship them. And we're working on exposing the full state of all carports in a single page that should be a lot like comma.ai/vehicles. And then you can know like exactly what state it's in. Here's the PR you can go to if you want to contribute to it, if you want to be a tester for it, or if you want to know whether there's some blocker on it, like the new GM Global B cars. We have Jason from the community coming to work on that. I think in about a month he'll be out here doing some on-site work. Any other good questions? You guys have any questions about hiring, openpilot, like upcoming openpilot stuff, comma 3x support? So I do all the hardware support for openpilot.
Somebody
Or for the comma 3.
about Toyota security.
What about it?
Any plans to break it on newer cars?
Oh, it's the same as, did you buy a vote? Did you? I mean, there's people with RAV4 Primes driving around, and they're having a good experience. It's unfortunately also a substantially different car, from what I understand, like lateral and longitudinal API wise. At least longitudinal is different, right? And then lateral, I think, is LTA, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a couple of messages that are different.
Yeah.
But
So they changed a whole bunch of things. Toyota was really great in the beginning because TSSP and TSS2 were all the exact same connector, same software essentially. It really didn't matter what platform you had. The only thing that was different was like the mass and the wheelbase. But now the Toyotas are diverging, like almost every other car now. Hyundais are so different for every model. The complexity of the cars are really growing with the modern ones, likely due to like probably COVID supply chain stuff. And then the car manufacturers are okay with dealing with lots of this complexity for some reason.
somebody wants to know if we're going to update the Comma Connect app.
Yes.
You can tell them about New Connect.
Yeah. So we have a web intern who just started last week, and he's doing really great work. He's rewriting our site. And then once the site is rewritten, and that should be launching next week, it'll look the same at first, but then we'll be making a whole bunch of changes incrementally, like a brand new setup guide, new homepage, and then I want to redo the Comma 3x shop page. But after that's launched, the focus will be on shipping New Connect. So you can go to the repo right now. We have a beta repo up. The community's been working on it. The community has done some really great work design-wise, implementing the features. There's a roadmap for it you can see. But I think in the next month or two, you should have New Connect, and it should be way better than current Connect. Yeah, first we'll just replace current Connect's feature set, and then we'll be able to do things like Sentry mode or this car's not that great at cut-ins right now. We'll post in driving feedback. But
Do you know which Tesla model years are in that PR?
I don't know actually. I want to say like 2021 through like 23 or 24.
Which one did they win at DEF CON? Was that 2021?
Yeah, it was 2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a pretty good range. Similar to the Bolt, at least.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Model 3 will end up being a popular car, especially if we go by community harness sales. Like, that's pretty insane. 70 community harness sales. The F-150 is also pretty popular community-wise. The F-150 was actually the next car we wanted to buy, but we needed a good demo car first. So F-150 or Mach-E will be next. Likely F-150. Yeah. It's just a chill, normal open-pilot drive. So we got into this experience in about half an hour. For those who are watching before, you know, it's half an hour right now. We want to make it 5 minutes. We have a very clear path to get there. Yeah. I think a lot of it will just be improved setup guide.
Yeah. Somebody asked if the Tesla PR was public.
Yeah, all this stuff is public. I don't know why that's really even asked at this point. So all openpilot development is now public too. We used to have like a private Slack channel where we internally discussed openpilot, but we deleted that very recently. So all openpilot discussion is on GitHub or on our Discord. So if you're ever curious about openpilot stuff, we don't even drive on anything private in our cars because it's just less convenient. So all of the models that research is driving on, they're public branches. You can always find them, and people do. Most of the time now, you know, it's community members driving on our model branches way before we do. And they hit bugs, and they're like, you know, the branch wasn't ready yet. Any other questions? Yeah, comma 3X's just work. Hardware-wise, software-wise, the whole thing just, it like kind of works at this point. The install is already very clean too.
Yeah, if we just told them exactly how to do that, that'd be perfect.
Yeah. Oh, the follow distance button is very new. That should have been 097 or 6.
Not sure.
So you guys can adjust the follow distance now. So it's not actually follow distance in openpilot. Follow distance is like kind of analogous to our driving personality. Right now, that isn't input to the model, but eventually it will be, and then it can drive a little more aggressively. You get to choose. Do you want it like driving chill, normal, aggressive? And then it works with your steering wheel buttons.
David, California, wants to know who has the most miles with the comma device.
Oh, we had a leaderboard for a while. I don't know anymore. It used to be this guy, Old Dirty. I think he drove around with like a comma Neo.
I think he means like the employees.
Oh, the employees.
Probably the person who's been here the longest.
No, it's probably Wei Xing. Wei Xing has like a 45-minute commute. The rest of us have like very short, like 5-10 minute commutes.
I think I have at least 10 or 20,000.
Oh, yeah. That's probably a good point. Shane is like a model CI. Every night he goes out and tests all the new models. You ever cherry pick stuff off Reporter?
Sometimes.
Do you ever actually do that?
Yeah. I reference it. Somebody was wondering about the roadmap of the body.
Yeah, so I mean, the last project we worked on was what Armand did. And he kind of used the same. This is why you want experimental mode. Can you switch easily?
In the toggles.
You don't switch it?
Can you tap this?
Toggles.
No, you gotta switch it for the first time.
I see.
Yeah, there we go.
Enable.
Yeah, you can click it. You missed it. Oh. Huh.
Okay.
That's cool. No, it's just good. All right.
No experimental?
No experimental mode right now.
So Armand.
Yeah, so the last common body update is so Armand made this pretty cool thing that just outputs essentially in like WASD space, like, you know, you can think of it just like the 4 directional arrows where the body should drive just to roam around the office. And he set up a simulator a lot like our new driving stuff. So that was a cool proof of concept. I think security is still like a good first use case of the body, but right now everybody on the autonomy team is focused on driving stuff. Not sure what's going on here. I'll have to look into that after. But yeah, pretty smooth drive. Yeah, autonomy team is working on, you know, making this drive a little bit better with experimental mode and end-to-end long and chill mode. And us on the product team are working on getting this experience to you way faster. We want to make it more accessible, more reliable. is way easier to get into. And then providing you some features on top of that with Connect and Comma Prime.
Somebody was wondering why we don't use the built-in cars like alert sounds.
The alert sound? So we used to use that. The problem is the alert sounds are all different. Some cars have multiple alert sounds, and some cars the alert sounds aren't sufficient.
This one, I believe, doesn't have anything for when it disengages. It's
Yeah.
silent.
Yeah. So some cars have the alert sounds. It's also an extra thing to reverse on every car, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you support 300 cars, it really is a lot. So we just canonicalize this by playing our own sounds. The sounds are actually a pretty important part of the experience. I find without the sounds that it's really hard to understand what state the system is in. I think I internally use the sounds to go through the state machine in my head. Like you can hear the engage and disengage. Alright, take our exit here. Yeah, it's our new demo car. Very chill open pilot driving. No fancy taco stuff, just the stuff that, kind of works every time. And we want more stuff to just work every time. And if you want to, come help us make things work every time, consider a job. We've got the controls challenge going right now. Even if you don't want a job, it's still a pretty fun challenge to do. You can get on the leaderboard. We have a cash prize out right now, $500. I think that ends September 1st. So that should be a pretty fun challenge. It's also super easy to get into. You get clone, you run one command, and then you're steering like a simulated car. And it's the same sort of stuff we used to make the Bolt steer really well. All right, we'll end the stream when we get to the office. Are there any final questions?
Let's see what we can get. Integrating more cameras?
No plans for that. I mean, what do you want more cameras for?
I think they were talking about the sides for the lane changes.
So I mean, our biggest disengagement was going around that big curve. With experimental mode, it would have done it, but experimental mode isn't good enough to leave on all the time. The way we kind of look at this is go and connect, see what your most common disengagements are, and then as soon as they're the camera, we'll look at that. But right now, it's not the camera at all. It's just that openpilot needs to get better. So it hasn't been cameras for a long time. It probably won't be cameras for a long time. There's still a whole lot to do. That's about it. Any other questions?
Nope.
Cool.
How do I end it?
So you just click stop.